Are you working on sending out an application and you're wondering on your CV, should you include all the work experience that you have? Join me in this discussion, in this video, as we are going to shed more light on how much is too much when it comes to sharing information on your work experience. As usual, I am joined by one of our CV writing experts, Ruth, who will be shedding more light, and we look forward to having a lively conversation. Thank you, Ruth, for joining.
I'm glad to be here.
Great. As a professional, I have so many years of work experience, and there is a position I'm targeting. So working on my CV, I'm wondering, should I include all the experiences that I have had? Maybe we can begin by, on each work history section, the positions that I have held. Is it okay to include all the relevant information for each and every position I have held when applying?
For that part, you only need to include the relevant positions and the current positions. If you have like more than 20 years of working experience, that shows you've worked in many organizations, you have held different positions. You cannot include all of that 20 years of working experience from all those organizations in your CV. So you only have to focus on the first 3 or 4. And in those first 3 or 4 positions, you don't have to include like all the information, everything you did there. You can only put like 10 roles, only 10 relevant roles that show what you are doing there and what you can offer, and the achievement parts. You put more effort on the achievements and also on the roles, but not so much to avoid it being too lengthy. So for the first, you only focus on the first 3 current positions, the one you are doing currently, the one you did before that, and the one you did prior to that. Then the others, you put them under other past work experiences. Now for this ones, which will be in other past work experiences, you don't have to emphasize so much. You can only put 1 role in each.
So for each position, I don't have, for example, my current position, I don't have to list all the responsibilities I'm handling.
No, you can only put 10 or 9.
That are relevant.
Yes.
Okay, great. Any potential risks or drawbacks that comes with including too much irrelevant information in the CV?
For including irrelevant information, first of all, it dilutes the importance or the impact of your CV. Instead of someone to focus on the most important and relevant things from the CV, they'll have now to see things that are not, they don't even bring anything. They don't showcase what you can offer, what you bring. It dilutes the impact or the importance. And another thing, it makes it hard for the reader or the hiring manager to quickly identify your potential, your skills, and the expertise. But when you make it, you only include the relevant information, it will be easy to trace and see, because they'll be able to see the key achievements. They can see it quickly. But if you include a lot of irrelevant information, they'll not be able to tell and identify what is their achievement from this, what was this person doing here. And the last one, it will be too lengthy and it will be overwhelming for the hiring manager to go through your CV. A lot of people apply for the role that you are applying for, and if your CV is too lengthy, they don't have the time to go through your CV from page 1 to page 6. So you only have to include the relevant information, because if they just peruse, they will see what they are looking for. Yes.
Great. So it even reduces chances of
Getting
recruiters having an interest. All right, great. Now, with all these areas that you've mentioned, how can I condense or summarize my work experience so that it makes my CV be within the required length of a modern CV?
First of all, you can omit work experiences that it's older than 10 years. This is for people who have work experience with 30 years, working experience 20 years, but not for 5 or 3. If you have above 20 years in working experience, you can omit the ones that are 10 plus years. Let's say you're working as a manager right now, and before that, like 10 years ago, you used to work as a receptionist or a driver. Those are not relevant. You can remove such positions. And another thing, combine similar roles and responsibilities under one heading. We can say the heading is work experience, but under that work experience, we have the positions, the organization, and also we have the key achievements. Under that, you don't have to put them in different headings. Combine similar roles and position under one headings. And another thing, focus on only the relevant positions that match the target role of the industry that you are targeting, to avoid adding too much information that is so irrelevant. Yes.
Great. I know when it comes to knowing how much is too much, it's an area that most people struggle with. And I believe someone has been able to pick out areas on how best they can be able to summarize their CV and still make an impact. Thank you so much for sharing with us. Great. In order to ensure that your CV is within the required length, the modern length of a CV, so that your recruiters, the hiring managers are encouraged to look at your CV to shortlist you for that upcoming interview, it is important you pay attention to some of the key areas that Ruth has shared with us on how best you can be able to summarize or condense your CV to meet the requirements of a modern CV. We look forward to seeing you in the next video, and we even encourage you to click on the link below, share with us your CV, and we'll be able to advise on how best you can be able to summarize or to condense it or to reduce the work experiences so that you increase your chances of your CV landing a recruiter's desk. Thank you so much for watching.